Aunty Donna is a very good comedy group, and in their newest video they're going to be learning about Warhammer 40,000, somewhat reluctantly, but that is part of their humour. I'm going to explain as best I can what is happening so Aunty Donna fans can learn a bit more about Warhammer 40,000, and Warhammer 40,000 fans can recognise themselves in some way when they started out in their journey. A long time ago for me, I've been playing since 2nd edition, the game is now on its 11th edition. There is also an extended version of this video with the Battle of Swords on their website for their supporters. I'm not going to touch that because that's a paid separate thing. Let's begin.
We're doing something very, very different. We're here to learn to play Warhammer, specifically Warhammer 40K.
Good that they know that Warhammer and Warhammer 40k are technically separate, but also kind of the same. Oh, the characters are them. That's cool, that's cool. Nice hat.
I don't know if there are different rules between regular Warhammer and Warhammer 40K, but tell me, what do you know of Warhammer, Broden?
So, this is generally where the split happens when we're talking about Warhammer compared to 40k, which I'm going to call 40k. There was Warhammer Fantasy Battles, which a lot of people will know as Warhammer from the 80s. Then at the end of the 1980s, Warhammer 40,000 came around, and that was the space version of it, using the existing name so that it continued to be, oh yes, I recognize that from the games company called Games Workshop that makes the same thing. They have a lot of other games like Kill Team, but that's, say, a spin-off of Warhammer 40,000. It's the same universe. They also do Lord of the Rings, but Warhammer Fantasy, which you may know from Warhammer Total War, is a different universe to Warhammer 40,000, except that the demons are the same demons in both universes.
Thanks, Mark. I played Warhammer in grade 4. I got a little miniature thing and then I found it too hard, so I stopped playing it. That doesn't mean I don't know about the lore of Warhammer, 40,000 years into the future, where a war has been waged to put us into the bold future, and then, of course, the Civil War, where ruins reigned. And that's where we find ourselves now, in Warhammer 40,000.
I like how this is very accurate to how a lot of people do lore, especially like lore shorts, with the character on the side with the head swap. And many people will have played 40k very early in their life and then stopped because the game is too dense and hard. And we see a lot of people know about the Civil War, the Horus Heresy. There are many, many, many civil wars in the Imperium of Man. The Horus Heresy is the one that people will know the best.
What?
This is in a post-Civil War era where we must fight to survive.
And what happened to the tree men of the Wood Elf clan?
So, he's referring to the Wood Elves of Warhammer Fantasy. They had the tree men because, you see, you need the wood, you get the wood, you win the game. So it's understandable that if you were playing the Wood Elves, they would have an advantage. And they were not well supported in Warhammer Fantasy. Games Workshop didn't give them a lot of kits, only occasionally gave them rules updates. But on the table, they're very annoying. They do all of the elfy things of shooting you and running away. A lot of hit and run, a lot of ranged attacks.
Maybe they died out.
Horus, that was called the Horus Heresy.
Horus Heresy.
The Horus Heresy. Well, we'll get into that later.
Okay. Zach, what do you know of Warhammer?
Like, I've never played Warhammer. I know very little about Warhammer. I did do one tabletop game once at my friend's church youth group. In grade,
Normal place
maybe
to
grade
be,
7
you know,
or
putting
something.
demons on the table and then destroying demons. Fight the demons in a church. Play Battle Sisters in a church.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I think later at a different event, a bonfire, I promised to save myself till marriage. I told my parents afterwards on the drive home, and
I'm glad it's a different event, so it's not that Warhammer 40,000 players, you know, save themselves for marriage.
you could tell they're like, oh, you don't have to do that. Oh, we're not going to tell you to not do that,
Yeah,
but
To not have sex before marriage.
Yeah, I was like, I've just promised myself to
Celibacy.
God, and I'm not gonna have sex before marriage. And my parents were Catholic, so on paper they're very much like, good.
Yeah.
But
In this modern
Will
world.
that come up in the Civil War ruins of which we find ourselves today?
Who knows?
Also, do we need a ruler? That's what I remember from year 4.
Yeah. I never played. Thanks for asking. I never.
Good. So we've got someone who played and stopped because it was too much. 2 people who have never played, but one of them knows about the wood elves of Warhammer Fantasy.
Played. I never played myself, but I did buy a bunch of wood elves one time. Original Warhammer, different. And when I stopped playing,
I mean, there was a wood elves in the background from Middle-earth. The Lord of the Rings wood elves are different to the wood elves of Warhammer Fantasy, unless he did get wood elves from Lord of the Rings. They did have wood elves, and wood elves separate to Legolas.
was when I went to the shops to go buy some more, and I realised that the small pieces of plastic were priced by how powerful the unit was in the game.
Yeah, it's not quite exactly like that, but generally an elite unit of like 3 models will cost the same amount of money as a less elite unit that has like 5 models. Character models are the worst. 2 character models that look very basic, like standard infantry people, will cost more than a box of 10 soldiers that look incredibly similar. This is why I suggest you make characters out of the bigger squads.
And not based on the materials made to make
I
the
would struggle
figurine.
with that. Yeah, that's a very much.
And I couldn't get past that. I couldn't get past that ethically or morally.
Can I just say, my one experience with tabletop games means that I'm going to be on edge the entire day, worried that you're going to start proselytizing to me, that you might sit me down. At some point, we'll have fun, and then you'll sit me down and start talking about things. So I will have my back up a little bit.
You don't have to worry about that. All right, let's go meet our War Master. War Master?
I don't know.
Let's go meet our War...
If you got someone supervising a game, usually they're called a games master. Then in Dungeons and Dragons, it's Dungeon Master. War Master is what Horus was, like a leader of a grand army. And if you're playing Apocalypse, which is a massive game, then you'll have a War Master maybe, which commands the Warlords. Warlords being the commanders of each individual army, the War Master being the overall commander of one side. Games Master works, but War Master sounds cool as well.
War Master.
Let's put our warmonger.
Let's go meet our warmonger, Reese.
Oh, also, I really want a coffee, but I don't want to ask.
Me?
Reese.
Oh,
I saw they were doing they had like a Turkish coffee setup.
they had it set up. We
Well, like it was all out on the
We're in their
station.
homes. I don't want to. We don't want to.
I don't want to ask.
Gentlemen,
Starting with the lore. Advert for Warhammer in a Warhammer video. Skip.
Gentlemen, very happy to have you here today. My name's Reese. I'm going to be your War Master today.
Now see, he calls it a War Master. Sure.
Thank you, Reese, and thank you, Cookie.
Cookie! Doggy.
Cookie looking out the window to the horizon as if to say, why don't I get to play Warhammer?
You've got a beautiful place here. I saw that lovely Turkish coffee set up there. Very cool.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Turkish?
I'm not, but my wife is.
great,
Yeah.
great.
So
Turkish people drink a lot of coffee. That's
He's
awesome.
not going to give
they
them the
like,
coffee.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it has a lot.
It's big in Europe.
Yeah. You, so that's that's not just decorative. That's a real Turkish coffee.
Yeah, no, it works. It definitely works. Yeah.
You make coffee with that and everything.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk, guys, the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. So we're set now the year 40,000, effectively just before the turning of that millennium there.
40,000.
So, yeah.
Oh, they do got coffee. Good. And it would be the turning of the 41st millennium into the 42nd millennium, which is where a lot of things happen. Currently, the timeline is in that 42nd millennium, but we don't call it the 42nd millennium. We still refer to it as the 41st millennium, or just Warhammer 40K. The stuff that happened in the thousands of the 40,000.
so Christ existed in this world?
Well, there is, I guess, an in-world version of Christ. He's called the Emperor of Man.
Religion did exist, as did Christianity. There are far too many very Christian-inspired things for there not to have been Christianity early in the setting, which there was, and then the Emperor kind of banned religion, and then became a religion reluctantly. But Reese is right that the Emperor is a Christ-like figure. People pray to him, he died, sort of, and still lives, sort of, and is a guiding light, but in a literal hellscape of the warp, which is what people use to travel between worlds. Imagine Star Trek Warp Space, but with monsters, or the red hyperspace of Babylon 5, but with tentacle whales that want to eat your soul.
Mankind.
Really?
And it turns out he was what's called a perpetual. And he's a person who's been around for thousands of years, slowly guiding humanity from the background.
Yes.
And then early in the 30th millennium, he decided, 31st millennium.
So we're talking 30th millennium.
Yes. 31st.
31st millennium. So that's 29,000 years from now.
From now, yes.
Yeah.
So when did because I had a tree man
Yes.
when I was a child. I had the wood elves and
It's the Horus of Heresy.
But what do you explain?
Well, that's why we're here with Warmonger Reese.
We're here because of the Horus of Heresy?
No, we're here for Warlord Reese to take us through all of this.
And
Right.
technically the Horus Heresy is what moves the timeline to Warhammer 40,000.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, even though the Horus Heresy isn't in the main core of 40k, it is what informs a lot of the things that happened in 40k. So people tend to focus on Horus Heresy as the lore. It was a very popular book series, and it does have its own game system that span off from the main 40k rules. The Horus Heresy works as a story because we know how it ends. It starts with Horus rising, then continues with Horus tripping over and falling, but we want to see the journey all the way through to the 41st millennium. It's like the Odyssey. We know Odysseus gets home, but want to see how he gets home. Oh yes, spoilers for a story you've had like 2,700 years to read.
There was the Emperor set out to conquer the stars in the
Yes.
31st millennium with
In
these
some wars.
genetically created sons called the Primarchs. He built them in a lab, basically, and infused them with aspects of him within their DNA.
And everyone has a favourite one. What's your favourite Primarch? You don't need to be shy. Is it the weird one? That's fine too.
Some say that the old world, which is where Warhammer was set, there
Old
was
world, high elves
rumours
and
that
dark
it was
elves?
meant to be like, it was a planet somewhere in the galaxy. Oh, it was never confirmed or denied.
Because
I mean, yeah, maybe, sure, you could say that. Why not? It's not like elves are the same as Eldar. They're they're kind of different. Men are men, sure, but there's no Skaven in 40k. Skaven are entirely Warhammer fantasy.
I thought maybe they were all evolutions of the rat men.
That is an edited image. There's not a guy eating cheese in official artwork.
Yes, Skaven, yes, the
The
Skaven.
Skaven.
Yeah.
Maybe the rat. I don't know if there were rat men in Warhammer
You
originality.
didn't realise here, I don't know anything about Warhammer. So this rat men talk is a lot.
Oh, there's rat men. Are you aware of the rat men? The Skaven?
No one's aware of the rat men. It's a crazy rumor. Rats the size of people walking around at night and going through the sewers. Madness. Delusional. Lock that man up right away.
Oh, the Skaven?
Skaven.
So there is Earth.
There is Earth. It's called Terra.
Terra Nullius.
Who ripped off who? Did StarCraft rip off Warhammer 40k, or did Warhammer 40k take inspiration?
Okay, so he knows that Warhammer 40k is well known for taking elements of other things, very much near identical copies, but calling it its own thing. We don't have the Terminator from Terminator, we have Necrons.
Who took inspiration?
Well, they all took it from Dune, yeah?
Well, yes.
A lot from June, yes.
In that timeline, it's StarCraft came after Warhammer 40,000, so it took strong inspiration.
It took very strong inspiration.
But
it took very
In the
strong
way
inspiration.
the Big Jack from Hungry Jacks took inspiration
Yes.
from the Big Mac.
Yes. Because you have Space Marines in StarCraft, and that race is called Terrans.
Yes.
Man is called Terran. And then you have
but
the Zerg
that's
and the
an old
Protoss.
McFlurry to Storm.
But I believe that's an
Yes.
old. Terror's an old. Like that's.
People are going to try and relate it to whatever they're familiar with. So if he's not familiar with Warhammer, sure, compare it to the wars between McDonald's and various other companies. As long as you're having fun.
Like elves in fantasy.
It is.
Yeah.
But
Macca's Hungry Jacks have gotten rid of all McMuffins, right? So they're just doing Turkish bread now.
really?
But you do sausage cheese, and I think it's just like we're doing different. They don't do pancakes and hotcakes. They do French toast bites.
We're at the dark age.
Yeah, so basically, dark age of technology, and everything goes bad. Humanity, the AI takes over. There's a big war between man and machine, and it sets humanity back hundreds of thousands of years.
And what if Jesus?
And I wouldn't say hundreds of thousands. They don't go back to the Paleolithic period. But we have techno-barbarians, so the technology is still around. Not many people know how to work it or use it. Those that do are known as priests, because it's almost religious, and that eventually becomes the Adeptus Mechanicus, where you have tech priests. But the techno-barbarianism, think of it more like Mad Max. It's that level of technology, but people are not making new things until the Emperor then gets involved and starts unifying the Terrans, and then goes on a great crusade to reunify the galaxy.
Jesus and his sons at this time.
Well, the Emperor is there, but he's moving behind the shadows because he's been trying to just...
Zach never because of Jesus.
Oh,
He made a deal.
I think the Emperor of Mankind is okay with it if that helps in the future.
Let's just say Zach made a promise to his God that he broke, and he will pay for it later.
But he wasn't my God. He was the evangelical God.
But you still made the promise to that deity, and you will feel their wrath and vengeance upon your death.
I do every day.
Now, please, Reese, continue.
You don't think I feel guilt? You don't think I feel...
I'm glad you do.
Why are you that guilt?
There's obviously some rules we've got to learn and some books we've got here. Some of these are old, but there's a newer.
Yeah, those are definitely outdated books. So Leviathan is last edition's core rulebook. Then we've got Arcs of Omen Angron and Arcs of Omen Abaddon. Those were tie-in supplement books for 9th edition, the one before Leviathan. Then there's a Codex Genestealer Cults and 2 copies of Codex Astra Militarum. The Imperial Guard, the regular soldiers. So that's maybe not the best stuff to be working with.
Edition that's come out, so I'm going to sort of give you a bit of a crash course.
Great. There is one book there I would love to get stuck into right now. Ho, ho, ho! There's a hippopotamus on our roof eating Christmas cake. There he is there. There is a hippopotamus on our roof eating Christmas cake.
Hippopotamus.
At the rate at which Games Workshop books are outdated, the Hippo book might be one of the most up-to-date rule sources out there. It is a book that Games Workshop has never needed to write a balance patch for, so in many ways it has an advantage over all of the previous books, which I think are now no longer valid for current play. It depends which edition the Genestealer Cult and Astra Militarum Codex came out for. If it was 10th edition, those are currently still valid for the start of 11th edition until they get a new 11th edition Codex.
There he is. There's Santa.
Is this relevant to...
Our roof is, well, it's the books of Warhammer. Our roof is noisy. Thump, thump, thump. What do you think's on the roof?
The hippopotamus.
Oh, it was the
Daddy says
hippopotamus.
There's a man fixing the tiles in our roof, but I know why. But I know why there's a noise. There's a hippopotamus on our roof getting ready for Christmas, and he's excited just like me.
My father lied to me.
But before you get to the codexes, I got these. I condensed these down
Oh, beautiful.
for a little bit.
That does look like the 11th edition core rulebook. The unfortunate thing about the 11th edition core rulebook, when Games Workshop released it, it wasn't the full core rules. So if you were thinking of buying the core rulebook, it doesn't have and has never had all of the core rules to play the edition. You could also get this as a free PDF online, but to get the full rules, you need to download and log into their app. And the app has all of their rules, the full core rules. So what he's holding there will be a printout of the PDF, which will have most of the core rules you need to play. It's still a very big document. 88 pages. A4 sized pages.
for each of you. So I've got
Oh, it's so condensed.
Yeah, so I just made smaller versions.
And that's just the core rules.
This is just, yeah, so before you get to the codexes, you need to have a good sort of understanding.
Is it really this?
Yeah.
Is it really this complicated?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is that complicated, yeah. So what a lot of people do to learn the game is have someone who already knows the game play it with them, then a lot of it makes more sense, and only occasionally do you look up the rules. And with the rules being on an app and not everyone being able to find the rules on the app, myself included, another way that people try to find out the rules of a game is going to my comment section and asking a rules question and hoping that someone else, maybe me, gives the answer, the correct answer, and where you can find it.
Oh, this little figurine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a very big part of it, Broden.
Core part, some would say. So
Are we at war?
Yeah, this is a miniature game. A lot of people may not know that Warhammer 40,000 was originally and continues to be a miniature game. Because of the success of games like Dawn of War, some people think that 40k is only a computer game, like a computer game universe. But it is a miniature game.
yeah, so each of you will have a faction, and in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, pretty much all the factions hate each other. There's no real friendship. It's only war.
I mean, some of the Imperium factions can get on with each other. Some of the Chaos factions can temporarily get on with each other. And occasionally the aliens will team up if they're the same sort of race. Like the Eldar and the Dark Eldar, or as they're called now, the Eldari and the Drukari, for copyright reasons. They'll work together if it's beneficial to both sides. But any army can fight any other army, including having a faction fight itself. Like Space Marines versus Space Marines, we have many civil wars far beyond the Horus Heresy.
Treaty.
That's it.
There will be no treaty.
No
Oh,
treaty.
it's not set in Canberra, is it?
No.
Each of you will pick a faction. We've got 3 factions to choose from.
One Nation. Is that one?
You can't reveal to people how you vote on a Patreon video.
I'm a sleeper cell. I'm going to bring them down from the inside.
Well, funny you should say that. The Gene Stealer cult is effectively,
Yeah.
I guess you could, if you want to compare them to one nation.
Really?
They are
The Gene Stealers?
Gene Stealer cult, as in your genetics, not your pants.
I thought Levi's.
And
So
it's,
that's one of the people that we can play as?
So yeah,
He's
so
very
you,
proud of that joke. The same joke everyone makes. Yes, gene stealers that steal genes. I play Gene Stealer Cult. They're not a faction I would recommend for a first-time player. Their playstyle is very asymmetric warfare, having cells of troops attack the enemy that they otherwise have no way of beating. It's the civilians rising up, but civilians that have been infected by alien DNA, so that they're human-alien hybrids. And so you get cool monsters from that. The monsters can fight alright, but still asymmetric warfare is preferred. Demolitions, and not so much having good weaponry, but retooling tools into weapons.
you take over this faction and like in this thing, it's like they're from like a mining world. So all their weapons are like
Perth.
Well, yeah, like it would be like Perth.
Well, that makes sense why the One Nation thing is because Gina's, you know, propping them up.
Gina Reinhardt, Gene Stealers, mining.
Gina Reinhardt being the richest woman in Australia.
All starting to come together.
The parallels to the real world
With
are here,
money and money.
That's with all great art.
You got Jesus, he's running. You got future techno Jesus, he's running Earth.
Yeah.
You got those
Sorry,
boys.
Mark, it's actually quite offensive to say the Emperor is Jesus. It works as a metaphor, but I'd prefer it if you
He's the. You're out there. Yeah. I've never lied.
I go to confession
Jesus.
every time.
Listen.
and the Night Lords are renowned for terror tactics. They love to, skin their enemies and wear their skin. And
that one?
that's the Night Lords do that. The Night Lords, Chaos Space Marines.
I'll do them then.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just got excited about the whole skin.
Skinning, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not the first. You're not the first.
Yeah.
So
But I'm
basically,
the first to get away with it.
Everyone needs to stop. There is a praying mantis on the roof.
oh,
Could be part of the Gene Stealer
That
cult.
is incredible.
Come on, man. There's so much to learn.
Look at that. You never see them because they are a camouflaging insect.
You do get it whenever there's two people who are learning 40k. One will be more into it than the other. I do remember that being how it was when I was trying to get any group of friends to play 40k. Or they'd ask me to teach them how to play 40k, and there'd be the one person who asked me who's really, really into it, and other people who, well, we didn't have phones back then that were also TVs, but yeah, really into what's happening with bug life outside.
And it's just hanging out on the roof. And it does have that, you know...
I know, you never see him. It is very cool, but I can't deny that it is cool. I just need to learn the basic... Just the basic...
That's sick.
Just what these mean.
Reese, sorry, go on.
No, that's
So we start...
once in a lifetime.
I get a command point. What happens next?
Yep, so you get your command point. So that's like a little currency system that you can use for stratagem. So it could be as simple as you roll your dice or something, it goes terrible.
Oh, you don't need to explain stratagems in your first game. You can skip them. It might be better if you skip stratagems in the first game. Like, if you're trying to get the basic rules, understand what a unit is, what the profiles are, how moving, shooting, and combat works. Do all of that before adding on command points and stratagems and all of the various ways you can manipulate moving and shooting. Re-rolling charge rolls, anything like that can be explained later. But first you got to paint some models. Well, you don't have to paint some models, but painting is a big part of the hobby.
We've got some models sort of pre-built up, but it'd be cool you guys grab some different heads, maybe find one that you like the look of, looks like you, and then that means this guy will represent you on the battlefield.
Awesome.
To get kicked off though,
That's
you probably
cool.
might need to choose. We've got one of each of the factions. Yeah, you've had some time from the walk from there to here. Have you thought about which factions you would like to go?
I'd like to be the men that skin people,
The Chaos Demons.
The Night Lords.
the Night Lords.
You're in.
Genetically engineered.
No, well, Broden, you know, are you, do you feel like the kind of gene thief or a regular Joe?
No, I've chosen the Nitro Circus faction.
Okay.
Is that one?
No, I think that's a...
I mean,
might be
these
a
guys
video
do
game made
have,
by Kiss?
they do have motorbikes.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the guys that do the bike jumps with the monster. And
Oh, right, yeah.
What is that one?
The Gene Stealer do have guys who ride around on motorbikes.
Gene Thieves.
The Gene Thieves do have motorbike guys.
Who is that?
That is the regular, that's Astra Militarum, that's the regular guys. Just the guys
I've got Astra
trying to make their world in the...
I am the everyman.
Well, I know,
You are the
so
everyman
it's up to
right
you.
now.
Do you want to be the...
And whoever does Gene Thieves has to put their guy in jeans.
I'll do that. Yeah.
As and I'll go the, you know, the old regular Joes.
Okay. Well, you.
I mean, the Imperial Guard of the Astra Militarum are regular humans. They are a regular human's viewpoint into the world, but their worlds are so diverse. There are so many different kinds of Astra Militarum, even though the main kit that Games Workshop sells at a rather affordable price. Well, no. I have affiliates if you want to buy things cheaper from Games Workshop. It's far cheaper than buying through their store, but the basic guys look like Starship Troopers. Cadians. Their planet was destroyed. But people who were inspired by them still have the organization and the armor and weapons that they have. But yeah. A general unmodified, mostly unmodified, basic human is the Astra Militarum.
Let's Warhammer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my head.
Wow, gun for head. You're crazy.
Strong.
I know he's a regular Joe. But who said no regular Joe can't have no gun for head?
It's the 41st millennium. Technology's come a long way.
Exactly. Maybe he needs a head as well.
Sure, if you're kit bashing, have fun with it. You don't need to be lore accurate when you're getting into it the first time. You can do fun things. You can combine bits from different factions. You can make a special character, which is what they're doing here. Some model that's going to represent them on the battlefield.
But what about this makes it sci-fi?
Well, what makes anything sci-fi? Science fiction?
When I think
Future technology.
Yeah, future technology.
Yeah, when I think of sci-fi, I think of like distant planets, future technology, set in the future.
Yeah. Well, this is 38,000 years in the future with lots
That's
of
really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say
I should have led. I'm sorry, I should have led with that.
Reese has said, you said it heaps, Reese. Don't listen to him. He's playing funny buggers with you.
Yeah. The chance I paint this little fellow, and then the chances of him surviving the battlefield are minimal to none. I mean, he would be shot down and murdered in cold blood. I believe in the greater good, and if this man needs to be...
Mentioning the greater good. Should have given him Tau. They're all about the greater good.
Killed and murdered and shot in the face, then so be it. And the greater Gouda, I believe, is Chia brand.
What?
The greater Gouda.
The greater Gouda?
Is
I'm a spiced guy.
Devondale.
Get some cumin in there. Less about the brand, just make sure it's got some cumin in there.
In the cheese.
In the Gouda, spiced Gouda.
Yeah, you're doing a spiced Gouda.
I love a spiced Gouda.
The greater Gouda, I believe, is the one that is spiced.
Huh?
You know, maybe have that with some nice water crackers or...
The thing that makes you a better painter over the years is painting. The more you paint, the better you get. It doesn't really matter what kind of brush you get, whether it's one of Games Workshop's own brushes, or a brush from Golden Maple, which you can get at a discount with code Vtuber. That's linked in the description. But learning brush control is the biggest thing that helps you paint better. And you learn that through practice.
And in war, like I'm talking about as an Australian citizen.
Right now.
Were our borders to be, taken, I would be ready.
Broden's ready to go at any moment. That's been very important to him over the last couple of years, is to get battle ready.
Yeah.
Not me, I'm a coward, Broden.
Well, Broden's just also convinced an invasion is
Imminent.
sort of, yeah.
Broden tells me often, he goes, you're a coward. I say, I think I'd be afraid. And he said, there should be no fear, you coward.
All right, so you finished your warlords, ready for the beginning of the battle.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it was tough to get it done in 20 minutes, but we got there.
He spent lunchtime.
No, I did.
That is... Yeah, that's not quite enough time to fully paint a person, but it's enough time to put some paint on a model that's already built, and it'll look fine and good. You may not have done all the detail, but you'll have the general broad colours done.
You spent lunchtime painting your piece.
Yours is called what?
He's called Leghead. And look, he's got a little smiley
That looks
face on
alright.
the knee.
Looks like
He's
a
got
big
little leg head.
helmet.
He is the killer of man. Although his DNA is that of man, he's pushed himself, his genes, used technology to create a monstrosity. Any soul that once there was is long gone
It's
for
not
Leghead.
fair that yours has grass.
Yeah, that doesn't look awful. And the knee is positioned in a way as to where you think, okay, that's where the actual faceplate is. And it's cool to have your own backstory. If people are thinking I was going to look at this and go, ooh, cringe, oh, that's awful, that's not how you meant to build a model, that's totally fine. If you want to kit bash a model like that, it looks good. And then you add in backstory of, oh, he's got demon skin and he's really good at flaying people and likes flaying people. And what was it? His genetics have been pushed to the limit. That's good. That's exactly how you should approach Warhammer 40,000. With as much individual personality as you want to put into it.
He used to have a head, but he used his genetic engineering to replace it with a leg. Now he can kick you 3 different ways.
And what's yours, Mark?
Mine is Harrikin the Forge Slayer.
Nice. So we've got a las cannon, we've got a chainsword on the end of the las cannon, we've got a heavy flamer barrel above the las cannon. Combining a heavy flamer with another gun is something that happens in the Death Watch. And having a gun for a face, that could definitely happen to a Chaos Obliterator. Nothing you see here is outside of things that happen in the 41st millennium.
And he's got a big gun. I'm embarrassed by the way it's painted.
Well, yeah, you
compared
didn't
to
do
that.
as much detail. Now, I'm very embarrassed compared to this work. I only had 20 minutes like you guys.
And Broden, tell us but the name of your Grand Warrior.
This is Joel Fitzgerald, and
yeah.
he's blue.
It's a good Gene Stealer cult name. That is a Kroot head. So he did get the idea of the greater good and took a Kroot who is part of the Tau Empire, who believes in the greater good, and put it on a Gene Stealer cult. Could we have Gene Stealer cult Kroot? I think that's possible in the lore. Either a Kroot that's infected by a Gene Stealer, or recruit that's eaten so many Genestealer Cult hybrids that they improve themselves based on the things that they eat. They are very much a you are what you eat race. One of them could become a Genestealer Cult neophyte in that way. Sure, that works. Great.
Even though you did less effort, it still looks better than mine.
Well, look, you've got your warlords.
Yes.
Every warlord obviously needs an army to lead on the battlefield. So I've pre-prepared some armies for you. So, Broden, that's your Genestealer Cult, ready to begin the uprising and plan generations in the making.
Look at those
But a
freaks.
truck of some kind, could be a rock grinder. Looks like a rock grinder.
Zach, this is your Night Lords, ready to be joined by Warlord Leghead.
I'm going to be honest with you. When you let me use some of your grass during the lunch break, I said, is it okay if I use heaps and heaps? He kept
Aberrants
saying
in
yes.
there.
I'm seeing how sparingly used it is here. I worry I've sent this person... I've sent...
The grass is
I'm worried I've
expensive,
sent
yeah.
Reese bankrupt right now.
I may never financially recover from this, but
It's a lot of grass.
been a great day.
A lot of grass.
Because I was going for like a haunted mansion.
Yeah.
Vibe.
And your guy is clearly from greener pastures. Everyone else's grass has died
Well, here's a leg
in the
for
harsh
it.
winters. That's true.
Maybe you're using synthetic turf.
But what of Mark's army?
You can use basing materials to help you identify squad leaders and characters. Having lots of grass or a big rock for the leader is perfectly normal. These are all things that everyone else does in Warhammer 40,000.
And Mark, your Astra Militarum, ready to go. Well, what we need to do now that you guys each have your army, the next part is we need to take you through the mission.
All right.
Because these armies need something to do. They need to have a way to win the game.
Yes.
So we've written up the primary mission just here for you. We've kept it nice and simple. All your factions don't like each other, so we're purging the foe. And the mission's called Unstoppable Force.
So I think the idea will be they play a 3-player game, and that is the primary mission of a Purge the Foe disposition. We don't need to talk about dispositions and how they work, but this is one of the missions that you play in the current mission deck. You get victory points for killing your enemy, you get victory points for controlling areas of the battlefield. That's how you win, and if it is your first game, I would also skip secondary missions, just so you get a feel of the rules, you understand the basics of what you've got to do, and how the game plays before you add in any additional mechanics, like all of this stuff about command points and secondary missions separate to the primary mission. Focus on that primary mission. The Combat Patrol, which is a sort of introduction, only has a primary mission.
I think that we don't want to completely purge it though, because some of that depth of flavour is from keeping a little bit of the foe in the pot.
And that's where you can watch the full video.
If you like Warhammer as much as I do, you could get Reese where?
You can check out Threes to Wound, YouTube, Instagram, or listen to the Kill Team Casuals podcast and Behind the Bolter podcast as well. If you want to know more about Warhammer or Kill Team, we'll love chatting the nonsense and making silly skits and videos about it. So check it out.
Sick.
It's truly very fun.
It's a mixture of arts, crafts, and game.
And that's it from the video. So if you are new, I would say the best place to start is picking the army that you like, the one whose style and tactics will best suit how you want to approach a wargame. This video is like a choose your own adventure video that will help you choose your army before you start gaming or playing. There's something that you'll care about in that. My darlings and viewers, have a great day of 40K.